Hi everybody, this is Kim from Creating a Vintage by Kim. Hi everyone, welcome on in. This is my segment on Craft Round the Clock today. And I am redoing a dollar store frame, which I just see here is all kind of messed up, but that's okay. And I think you guys have seen these in the Dollar Tree. And this is what we're going to use today. This one's a 4x6. And when I see these frames, I always look at it the way the picture's going. But remember, you can use it this way too, which is the way we're going to use it today. Hi, Lori. Welcome in. Hey, Tracy. So hopefully I'll get to see comments today. So next thing I did is I got a piece of cardboard. I have these cute little wooden birds, and I just traced it on cardboard and I cut it out before we came live. Okay, so we're going to use this cardboard piece. So let me get this frame open so we can paint it. And I haven't decided which color to use yet. So you guys are going to have to help me out on that one. Let me see here. It's not wanting to come out. Oh, it came out okay. Be careful because I just broke the glass. That's no problem. Let me just figure out where to put it so we don't get hurt. Let's put it over here. So we're just not going to use the glass part of our frame. I don't know why that happened. I wasn't even pushing that hard. Let me add some heat to this. But just be careful when you take your glass out of the frame there. If your stickers don't come off good, just add a little heat from your hair dryer and voila. And that little secret took me a long time to figure out. I don't know why. Hi, Diane. Hi, Barb. Okay, so here's our frame. And here's the back. And I'll probably just cut another piece of cardboard or something. We'll figure that out in a minute. So I'm going to do green. I have my antique green, but I haven't used this Spanish moss green. So let's see what that looks like. I think I'm going to have to stir it. Oh, this is pretty. This is a pretty bird, like a background for a bird. Huh. You see that color? Isn't that pretty? Let's use this. Okay. Thought I would have to stir more, but it looks like I shook it pretty good. Okay. My paintbrush. And let's get our frame going here. Oh, this is pretty. It almost looks... How pretty that is. Looks like an old green. Remember back in the Victorian days, they had this green with pink. That's what this green reminds me of. Maybe a little darker. But back in the day when I started liking country, primitive, vintage, and all that stuff, the popular color was mauve. And a lot of the mauve and the pink with this green. I think the green might have been just a tad lighter, but that's what it reminds me of. All right, I gotta get down in there. All these balls are... So how is everybody today? Hi, Colleen. Hi, Connie. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a good day today. It's rainy and dreary here. But it's always a fun day when you get to craft. And we got to get the inner part of this frame too. You have to really pounce your paintbrush down to get that. Oh, Ryan, thank you. Thank you, my honey. For those of you who don't know, Ryan's my son. If you guys want to give him a shout out and say hi, that would be nice. I'm glad you guys are all here joining me today. And if you guys are not belong to Craft Around the Clock, please do so. It's free. It has so many crafters, and all you have to do is go in one spot and not look everybody up and just refresh your page. Every 45 minutes there's a new creator on, and you get to find somebody who you really like. Colleen, you're starting to move around trying to get going, but it's been a long week. Oh, I hope you're feeling better, Colleen. It has to be difficult. Hey, sister. Hi, Brenda. I'm slowly but surely painting this frame. And if you just came on, this frame is from the Dollar Tree, and I went to take the glass part out and broke it, so be careful. So this frame will not have any glass on it, which is fine. Sometimes we don't use that part anyhow, or sometimes we decoupage on it, right? And this is Folk Art Spanish Moss. I'm trying not to get on my pink shirt here. Lay this down. Okay, making sure I'm not missing any comments there. I'm just pouncing around these little beads. All right, and then let's get the outside. I think the beads covered pretty well, but let me get the inner part of this frame. Oh, Beverly, I'm doing good this morning. I hope you're doing good too. I cannot believe that Easter's only a few weeks away. And I'm just thinking of the weather because it's wet and rainy again here. And I wanted to do an Easter egg hunt with the grandkids. I think I'm going to have to hide the eggs inside the house. Because who knows what the weather's going to be like. It's a couple weeks away. We have time for change. Just pouncing in the spots I could see the paint didn't cover on these beads here. Probably, I bet your foam brush might have worked a little better. But when you flip it and hold it at different angles, you know how you see spots that you missed. And there's a couple I'm missing there. But this today is just going to be a cute little craft. Cute little birdie in there. Cute craft anybody can make. Nothing very hard here today. Let's paint the outside again. And if the paint goes on a little smeary, which it's not, but if it did, I'm okay with that. And because sometimes I'll intentionally do that. And what I mean by when the paint is half dry, half wet, you know you don't touch it because you'll get all kind of smudges. That's when I go to touch it. And I'll smear it. And it just makes it look old, and somebody painted it a whole bunch of times that didn't know what they were doing. And I kind of like that look. So I do that a couple times sometimes. All right. And again, we're using Folk Art Spanish Moss, which is really pretty for spring. Very pretty spring color. Okay, let's get the other sides. Beverly, you're in Santa Rosa, California, and the weather's in the 70s. Oh, I could only imagine. You know, when the weather gets like that, or when I would go on vacation to the beach, that warm sun just hitting your body is so relaxing. Oh, I can't wait until it gets warm. We haven't been on vacation for the last couple years. You know, COVID kind of messed that up a little, and then we've all been busy. We didn't talk about anything this year. But I would love to go to the beach again. My favorite thing when we went to Ocean City the last time, which was a few years ago, I just like to take my chair and sit down by the water and just relax and just watch people, you know. And when I finally got a chance to do that last year, of course, a storm was coming in. And I still kind of just sat there. And I'm like, you know, this isn't very smart of me. I'm in an aluminum chair, sitting on the beach, watching the storm come in. But I didn't stay too long. Alright, so I'm just going back and getting some of the spots I might have missed, or I want like looking chunky looking. Maybe that's what we'll call. We'll have to think of a term when it's half wet, half dry, and I mess it up. I don't know anybody else that does that, but I love doing that. Hi, Vera. Welcome. I haven't watched any. Oh, I missed this whole part. I haven't watched anybody for a couple days, so I'll have to get back to watching everybody. And tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. I'll be babysitting tomorrow, so I won't be able to do that then. But I will be live tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And my granddaughter will be here, so that'll be interesting. So I'm going to have to make her like a little spot on the floor here. She's 3. Oh, don't you love my glasses? Thank you. I got them. They're readers. And I got them on Amazon. And look, I got it all over me. And I got them on Amazon. And I can look up the link and put it in the comments and we're done. These are a fun pair. I do like the pink. Kimberly's on. Hi, Kimberly. Like I said, guys, follow a lot of these creators. Just give them a follow. Because some days there might be something that you might say, that's not something I do. But the next day, there might be a lot of days that they do something that you love. And I would love it if you follow me at Creating a Vintage by Kim, because I just love my follower. I love you guys following me, because it just helps all of us build our page, and it gets us out more so we could teach more. Pink's your color, Barb? Pink's my color too. Pink and leopard. I haven't done anything leopard for a while, so I need to get on the bandwagon. Last Easter, I did do a lot of leopard bunnies, now that I think about it. I still see spots I didn't get, but I'm not going to worry about that. And I will paint the back of the frame. It just makes it look finished to me, especially if you're selling it. All right, so you know what? Let me paint the back of this. Dry it just, it'll only take a second. We have time. I could just have that done if you guys don't mind. I told my husband the other day, I still want to get, so bad, I want to get that jigsaw from Harbor Freight. And it's only $100 or $99, because I'm going to start cutting out little wood pieces like this bird that I just cut out on cardboard and use it in my projects. And then I could cut some of those little things out for you guys if you wanted. It would be probably very limited at first, but that's my goal there. I've always wanted to do that, but I always thought you needed bigger tools. But the Crafty Basket case, she uses her tools, and she showed us how to use a jigsaw. And I want to get on that bandwagon of getting one, because you know, you go around and search for like little wooden pieces like that, or, you know, frames, and they're hard to find sometimes. And I like just plain old wooden frames. Like back in the day, I went to a lot of vintage and antique shows before and I would make some stuff just for the home. And the frames were just solid pieces of wood put together. And they were simple, and they were really nice and stained nice. And that's what I would like to do, some of those frames. I would like to do these, like these little chunky birds, snowflakes, that kind of stuff. Vera, you're still having plumbing issues, trying to get somewhere to fix it. Oh, it's going to be costly. Oh, you'd love to do that, but you're scared since your hands cut a finger off. I'm a little nervous with power tools, don't get me wrong, but I still want to try it. I think I'll like it, because I've been wanting to do it for probably the last 6 or 7 years, if not longer, to be honest with you. All right, see how that looks much better, guys. Thank you for letting me get the back, and it's not all the way dry, so I'll sit it over there. Okay, so now let me get another big piece of cardboard, and hopefully this will fit in here, because it is a thicker piece. And let's cut it, and then we'll see if it fits in there before we start decoupaging on it. And this is a cardboard that I use to cut my bird out. And when I get these nice flat pieces, I save them. Now this piece I saved because you could really have fun ripping it up and use the corrugated part of it. I'm not doing that today, of course. And I couldn't find my thinner cardboard. Okay. Let's see if it fits in here. Oops. Let's put this up here. All right, let me cut this. And you guys who know me know I cannot cut a straight line. I'm trying to follow the corrugated parts. There we go. All right, it fits. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so now this, we are going, what am I going to paint it? Paint this and the bird here. Let's paint the bird. Well, I have green on my paintbrush. I'm going to paint the bird the same color, which is Spanish Moss by Folk Art chalk paint. Let me open that a little. I'm going to try to get the edges. Even though they're corrugated, you could see the edges when you put them down. And you'll notice if you have paint on it or not. And it does look nicer with the paint. I don't know if you could see that or yeah, you could see the difference. See? So like on my end here, it doesn't look like I'm getting much paint on it, but it does make a difference. I never thought about this. I didn't know which way I wanted my bird to look, but I guess it's going to look this way. Unless I paint the other side, which I don't think I am. I'll just try to get the edges. Sit you down here, little birdie. Okay. Now this, I want to paint like a white, or I'm going to use my Folk Art Linen. And it's another one of my favorites. And I haven't used it for a while. Let me get some of this off. I've been using different colors lately, and I thought I gotta get back to using my Folk Art Linen. I really love it because it's a cross between like a darker cream and a lighter cream. It's like right in the middle there. Okay, and you don't have to worry about the sides, obviously, on this because it's going to be going inside our frame. Should have done a paint inlay on this. I didn't think about that till now. And you really shouldn't get paint all the way down in here like I did. That's not good for your brushes. So I'll wash these right when I'm done. I've been trying to do that so I don't have a bunch of brushes like I have over here. Let me show you. Yes, that's the true crafting room, right? And let me sit that over there. And I've got to get those probably thrown out by now. That's the only thing. When you don't clean your brushes soon enough, they really get yucky. But I've saved some of them. I use that Dixie Belle. That's what it is. It's Dixie Belle, and it's soap, and they get like a sponge on top. I get it on Etsy from people who sell the Dixie Belle products, and that gets your brushes clean really nice. And it does last a long time, so I'll use that. And some of them, I think, oh gosh, I'm not going to be able to save this brush. And I get so mad at myself. That's why I try not to use real expensive brushes. And I know if I use an expensive brush, I better get my butt in there and wash it. I have one brush. Where is it? I got... it's Paint Pixie, and I love it, and I haven't even used it yet. I got it from the retreat. Where is my Paint Pixie brush? It's over here somewhere, but it's like, I'm afraid to use it, and that's not good either. But those brushes are like $20. They're expensive. I get like 50 of them for 20, not one. But if I was really into painting big furniture, you would have to get a nice paintbrush like that. Murphy's Oil Soap's a great brush cleaner too, Brenda. My husband swears by Murphy's Oil for everything, even our hardwood and floors. He doesn't want to use anything else but that. You clean yours every time you use a color. You've ruined many brushes, me too. It's like you sit it in water and think, okay, I'll get to it when it collects. I have 2 cups here. I'm going to be totally transparent. And I have another cup in the bathroom by the sink. No, 2 cups in the bathroom by the sink too. Ready to be washed in the bathroom. And I know some of them I can't save. Some of them, the water's even dried up. That's how long. You checked at DT for this frame. That's exactly where I got this frame. Is Dollar General. And let me show you. Did I bring them in here? They had teeny tiny ones too. must not have, oh yeah, I did. Here's the teeny tiny ones. They're 2x3s. And I want to paint these. I got 2 of them. And I have 2 grandchildren. So I'm going to paint these in their favorite color and put their, like, preschool picture and, you know, their updated kindergarten picture and stuff in them. But they had a lot at my Dollar General. But the frame that's arched that everyone's been using, I can't find that anywhere. Okay, this is dried. And our bird is dry. Now, I've had this tissue paper. I was on a tissue paper tangent at one point. And this is green. And of course it doesn't match this green, but we're going to make it work. Oh, Barb, that's so nice. And Sharon, also, if Barb can't find any, message me, because I could go back to the Dollar General and pick some more up for you, hon. Now, if you, this tissue paper has all kind of scenes on it. You see that? And I want to try to find something I really like. Like it says a cow on it. I don't want a cow with my bird. I do want some tree. I think I want this part here that has like the tree. All right, so let me just, don't want that tree. Yeah. So I'm just going to trim it down so it's easier for me to kind of play with here. And I got my tissue paper on Amazon. And I think I got a lot of different colors at one point. So I thought, I gotta start using them. Alright, so I want my Mod Podge here. Oh, I have some in a container. Let's just use what I have left in here. And I'm going to use this part. It has the tree. And the bird's going to go on top of that. So, yeah, right there. So I'm going to kind of just hold that there for a minute. Get another brush. You tell I just bought all these. And I'm going to hold that side of the paper down just so I can get the exact spot I want. And I'm Mod Podging over this cardboard. Okay. And let's do this side. Uh-oh, don't tell anyone. I missed that. I'm going to have to go back and see what that was. You guys are telling secrets. I love it. And let me tell you, I really got to make sure I wash my brushes after I use Mod Podge, because that's a bugger to get out. But if you do it right away, it's okay. And then someone had told me to use hand sanitizer if it's really dried on there, and that does work. You know, I should do it live on cleaning paintbrushes. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. All right. So let's get this dried. And I just ordered these little Dixie cups off of Amazon with the lids. I have a lot of them. And I'll just store a little bit in there, like if I'm using a lot of color or something that I'm going to use a few times and I have to let it dry. So I'll put it in here with the lid on, and it keeps it nice for a few days. Barbara, you will not ruin your reputation, my friend. All right. Oh, what time is it? Okay. What time did I come on today? I came on at 11:30. So I got to 12:15. So we got like 15 minutes. Okay. 12:15 Eastern time, huh? All right. I'm just using my sander here. And I'm not worried about what the edges actually look like because they'll be hidden in our frame. And as you know, I did not seal this because we're going to add wax to it. Joy's Crazy for Crafts, welcome. I'll make sure I'm following you when I'm done. Welcome on in. Alright, let's rip this off here. Okay. And you could save these little pieces. I don't see anything on there I want to save, so I'm not, but you can. Alright, so I'm going to get my, there's all kind of waxes you can use. I use my Bear's Dark Antique. I've been using this for years. And this lasts for a long time. I think this is only my second can. Now I got the clear too, and you'll see a lot of people will do clear first and then the wax, and that's because they control this a little better. I just like it darker, I guess, but I usually don't do that. And I'm going to put it all over. Do you see the difference? I'm going in circular motions, which it looks like the paper was colored that way. Oh, and look, you can't tell that it was the bright green. Doesn't that look beautiful? It looks so beautiful on it. Okay, let me set that aside. Now the bird, I just want to go on the outside edges to make it look old. Okay. And I keep my brushes after I do this in just a plastic bag and wrap them. And I only start a new one. And this I think was from the Dollar Tree. Thank you for the hearts, guys. I'm glad you like this. And if this gets to the point where I actually can't use it. Otherwise, I just keep on using the same one. But you keep it in a bag so it stays nice and a little bit moist. So I put a little bit inside too. Okay, let me set that over there. Now the frame, got to do the frame a little bit here. And let's just do the edges. And I always say add more to the corner. And I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to do the beads. We'll see here. And then let's do the inside. It's not as easy to get to, so I'm going to use my finger and just rub that in a little. I feel like I'm getting a cold or something today. So I'm just using my wax and rubbing it in a little bit, and then I'm going to take the side of this and go down on the beads and rub it in. Isn't that pretty? And I could see some spots I still need some green paint in there. Shut that. Let's put this back in here. And just roll it up. All right, and let's put her together here. Take a little sip of coffee. Okay. So let's put our picture frame in first. in the back of this. There we go. And that's what we have so far. Beautiful. And let's see what our, oh, this birdie looks cute on here. Okay, now, let's glue that on. Well, let me think now. I think I want some more dark wax on here. Just in some spots. There we go. And I'll show you in a second. It just wasn't dirty enough. See how I dirtied that a little more? It was blended too well. I wanted a little bit dimension and dirtiness. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's just put some glue on here. Whoops. Got the whole bird and I get glue on the edge. Go figure, huh? Oh, Lordy. All right. You can see the glue right where I put it too. I'll have to take that off. Alright. But how simple, let me get this piece of glue, there we go. It is just using cardboard, right? Alright, let me get that off its nose a little more. And the glue string. So this is what we have so far. Plain and simple, right? And it just calls for a simple bow. And I did get this inspiration from the Chippy Farmhouse from Kathy, because I think she made one very similar to this. So this was not my idea. But I've been wanting to do I love birds, like I said, so I've been wanting to do some bird things. And I love this. And now I see a little bit here that I need some paint. It's going to bother me if I don't. You're not going to be able to get way down in there unless you drop your bottle of paint, I think. And let's say you wax this and did like what you did, you could paint over top of it and add more color or different colors and all kind of good stuff. Now, what kind of bow do we want, guys? What time do we have? We still got lots of time. We could just do a simple little lace bow. Let's do that. And we're not going to use seam binding today. We're just going to do just a simple crocheted lace bow. And I do get this lace from Amazon. Lisa, are you traveling tomorrow? I missed that. I'll have to check out your page. And prayers for safe travels. Okay. Oh, and Lisa, since you're on here, I have to tell you. I saw a post that somebody posted, and it is on Amazon, and I should send you the link if I can figure out how to do that. You know how you get the bling wrap and it's all blingy on one side, and the other side you peel it off and it sticks. They had the bling wrap that had the black and white checks, and I thought of you, of course. And it was on Amazon, and I forget what I put in the search bar, and it came up pretty quick after I was looking for a while, so it was pretty easy to find. And it wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $12 for the whole roll of it. And if anybody else is interested and likes the checks, and it looks like in pictures they filled in like cups and different things with those strips of checks, but I would like just a big sheet of it more than the strips. Oh, Vera, that's okay, honey. Yeah, Lisa, you have to check it out. It's, oh, here, wait. I don't have it, but it's this stuff here. This is exactly what it is. And it was little black and white checks all the way around. Perfect for your crafts. All right, let's tie this knot. And again, I thank you guys all for joining me today. And I hope you guys are in Craft Around the Clock and you could just refresh your page and watch the next creators. That's what I'm going to be doing today. Oh, this looks a little, let's see, is this a little too big? No, oh, simple, simple, simple. And then we're going to look for a little vintage button on here. Okay, so let me look for a button. I know I have green, but I'm sure I don't have the right green. This green button I have found. Oh, I just absolutely love that color. It's like an olive green. And actually that does look pretty. But let's see, it might be too much. I think the olive green's a little bit too much. I think I like this one. It has the string still in it, which I love, love, love. How simple is that? And how pretty. And you can add so many things to this. I mean, I could put some of that sisal underneath the bow. You know, I could use some extra twine under there to make it a little bit more rustic looking. I think I still have glue on its poor little nose. But see how you have to paint like the edges because you will see them. You can use different tissue paper in the back. You can just paint the back. It's just simple and cardboard. How easy. And I just got a wooden bird that I have in my stash and traced it on the cardboard. The other thing with this cardboard, since it was the thicker cardboard, thank you for the hearts, guys. I love it. Since it's a thicker cardboard, I could have pulled it off and got the corrugated look on here, which would look really pretty too. And just a simple like twine little ribbon would have looked nice. Oh, I'm glad you guys all love it. Thank you so much. And I don't even think it needs a tag. Like if we did a tag, and I'm going to start cleaning my craft room up this weekend. In fact, I'm starting today. So I have stamps that have little birds on them. I think I got from Amazon. So they're little, like I could put the head of a bird on this little tag. I can't find them anywhere. Because sometimes a word won't fit on here. Or sometimes you don't want a word because you don't know if people would like that or not. So just a tiny little tag. But see, that tag takes up almost the whole bird. So if you cut maybe like a little long strip would look cute, but I just like it without a tag. But what I'm thinking I might like is like a little sisal, or Cecil, I have in my bag here. I don't know how to pronounce that. Cecil. And this is this messy stuff, like very messy. And you want to watch how you trim it so you don't have like what I just did. You don't want a straight line across like your mom used to cut your bangs when you were like 3, you know? And let's put some of that underneath this bow. So all we're going to do is lift the bow up from the hot glue. And be careful because I just ripped the cardboard, but it'll be hidden. We're good. Just think I have still a little much. Okay. And I can trim this down after I have it on here. Just lay that in there. Just turn it around. Put some more glue on my bow. And you know, when you go to do something different, you always, I end up messing something up. I got too much glue there, so I'm just wiping it off. And if I mess up my bird, all I gotta do is go back and paint it. And add some more wax, which I might do right in this spot right now, because I have too much glue right there. And I flattened it out, but you could see there. That makes me feel better. Let's get rid of this mess. And let me just trim just a tad. And this is what it looks like with the, you can barely see on there. Can you guys see that? A little bit of Cecil in there, which I do like because it just makes it look more whimsical. I know what I did. I think I put my bow on upside down too. Okay. All right. Oh, guys, I'm done. Go check the next creator. Okay, love you guys. God bless. Bye-bye.